Slowing down your arms makes the downswing feel so much easier. Honestly, feels like you're cheating. I mean, just watch these balls here. I'm going to hit a good amount of shots in succession, and you're going to see nice, long and straight golf shots with me feeling like I'm honestly not doing much with my arms, and I'm feeling like they're slow in that transition into the downswing. Every shot I hit here, it just feels like it's completely effortless. I'm not really doing anything at all but producing these good shots. So a lot of you are thinking, slower arms, how's that even going to make you hit the ball further? You can think about it straighter, absolutely. You might even think there, your arms didn't even look like they were going that slow in a downswing. So let's explain it properly. Let's look at this swing here of me earlier on in the year. Now this swing, I was having a very slow movement in transition with my arms, and you can see a good couple things happening. One, see in transition there how my lower body and mid-torso is separating. Because when we feel slow and patient with our arms at the top, it gives ourselves time and chance to move in a correct sequencing with lower body and mid-torso going first. A lot of golfers who get fast in transition with their arms will often swing out of sequence, swing over the top, maybe hitting a big slice or a massive pull like you could see there, really out of sequence. So it stops that in its tracks. Next little bit we can see here is we can see that shaft shallow, really shallow out. Because when we're feeling slow and relaxed with those arms from the top, you can see how gravity is going to hit the center of the mass of the golf club way easy, and that club's going to start pitching a little bit more behind, which aids rotation going through the golf ball, which leads to the next bit. If you see there, the rotation through the golf ball is so good. It doesn't feel like I have to do anything though, because it's nice and shallow. My body just wants to turn through the golf shot, and those all together, the rotation, the separation, the shallowing, leads to more club head speed and control of club face. So even though we're saying slow arms, you're going to see that these arms actually look like they're gaining a bit of speed. And yes, they are. We're feeling like they're slow, but this is where it comes into the whipping effect of the golf swing, or more technical, you could call it the kinetic chain that's happening in the golf swing. Because when we are moving, making sure these arms are passive in transition, having that lower body mid-torso go, having that shaft shallow, it gives time for this club to pick up speed. And it's almost like as we're turning through, the arms end up propelling through the shot and actually are faster than when we're actually trying to physically swing the arms faster. So that's a really interesting concept, but it's just like a whipping effect. If I just have my left arm here and I really whip my body, we can get quite a whip. Even here, I'll grab a stick so you can hear it even more. Let me just, with my left arm, swing up, and I'm just going to turn my body through, nice and lazy with those arms. And we can hear quite a substantial whip, where if I try it with just my left arm on its own, even more so, and you can see how quiet the body was in my attempt to do so. Let's do it with both arms. Nice and lazy feeling, hear the whip. So another one. You can also see all those movements happening. Well, again, let me try with the arms. Feels like a hell of a lot of effort to be able to do that. So that's going to really create that whipping effect. It's going to pick up the speed, but by actually feeling like the arms are swinging way slower. So let's get into the two drills that you can see here. So we've got to train these arms to be more passive, as a lot of golfers will feel way too active with those arms over the top, as we said, being one of them. You can get steep, you can get really flippy through the golf ball, outrace your rotation, so we need to train it to happen. So this is the first one I'll do with a lot of students for this, and that's getting up to the top of the backswing with just the left arm, having your palm of your hand, put it on the butt end of the club just like so. And I want you to turn in the downswing, that first downswing move, lower body, mid-torso separating. But I want you to put no pressure from the butt end of the club into your palm of your right hand here. So no pressure into it, and you can see club's going to pitch, it's going to shallow, got all those nice things, but it's giving you that nice, lazy kind of feeling of those arms. So really great one. If you're really kind of pulling down on those hands really fast with those hands and arms in transition, you're going to feel a lot of pressure in that palm straight away. So it really trains that feeling. So that's a great one. The second drill is with a chair, and it's more focusing on how you're moving in transition, how your pivot's generally moving. So With this chair, what I want to focus on is in that downswing. I really want to start that downswing with pushing this chair back with my left hip. So that left hip, really pushing it back continually throughout the downswing. But I want to feel like my arms are doing nothing and completely lazy at the top. So this will just give me such time to move my body and let those arms be passive. We're going to see all those nice movements start to happen. So it's a great way to go about hitting balls. So you can imagine if we work on this chair drill, so if I hit another one, if I can get this on my platform properly, there we go. And then let's say in between shots, so let me hit one here. So there we go. And then in between shots, I'm just getting up here, palm on the butt end of the club, doing 3 to 5 of those in between every 3 golf balls, and on those 3 golf balls I'm doing my chair drill, really making sure I'm pushing it back in transition with that left hip. It really helps a ton to push it back with the right hip in the backswing also. Nice lazy hands at the top. And that'll be a great way to go about practicing it. So if you could do these 2, really feel that concept of being lazy. There's so much you're trying to do in that downswing that you honestly don't need to do. You don't need to try to shallow it for a lot of plays. You can just move that transition nicely. So many things, even in regards to how your angles move through the golf ball. A lot of players are trying to physically hold shots off to get a passive release. You don't need to do that. If your body's moving well, it will just happen through the shot. If you're active with your arms and fast with your arms, it will be very unlikely. That's why slow arms to give you time in transition, time for that downswing to start to move better. The lower body, mid-torso, you're going to be way better for it. So if you like this video, click that like button for more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.